I spend more than 5 minutes thinking about it. In that case, you just have to skip. If you spend more than 2 minutes on a question, the next thing is to skip. Okay. Some topics feel foreign even to experienced engineers. And this is very true. Most of us already in the industry, we have different things that we do. Some are in the power industry, some might be in, even in power industry, there's a lot of things that we do, right? So you might be in a protection division, or you might be in even automation. Some people will be working in maybe IT or something different. So the fact that you have been in the industry for that long doesn't mean that you would remember everything that you studied back in school when you were pursuing your bachelor's degree. So FE questions are mostly based on the bachelor's degree. So working in power for 10 years does not mean you know communication or signal processing. You need to revise it. The exam covers all electrical engineering disciplines, not just your specialty. One additional thing is the emotional weight is very real. Why? Because this comes with anxiety. And I have spoken with many people and even myself. If you have graduated from the past, let's say the past 5 years or 10 years, then that means that it's a long time you took an exam of this kind. And so there's that kind of emotional stress and anxiety. But it is very normal to feel that way. The only solution to this is practice with simulation, doing computer-based testing, and getting familiarity with the exam format. Okay, so we are coming to the end of our presentation, and then we'll be open to question and answers. For this section, what are the takeaways? Number one, the FE exam is open than you think. If you are in the final year, you can register for this exam because most state boards allow you to do that. But you can always check on the state board requirement before you proceed to NCES. And then also, there's a fee to pay. This is not free. The only free thing here is a creating free account. But other than that, this is an investment towards your career. So you will pay 225 to NCES before you can register for the FE. And then if you are registering for the PE, it also comes with a separate cost. And if you have to do evaluation, it also comes with a cost. But before you go through all of this, you would want to check first your eligibility with the state. And then also you want to know your strength or what is your assessment or your readiness, your agency, your commitment to this undertaking. And so for that, I have created like a very simple tool on ShaiLearning. If you go on ShaiLearning, check PE assessment tool. It's on the page. You click on that. You can select your track, FE or PE, and then just go through the process, and then you would receive an assessment that shows your readiness level. Okay, we've also briefly talked about the handbook. The handbook is a tool. I would in future make a different section where we'll go deep into the handbook and some specific things. But we have talked about the handbook. It is the only tool that you have. Very, very important. Only benefit you get from that handbook is you getting familiarity with it. And so your action for today or this week is for you to create your account. It is free. Create the account and then download the handbook and start going through, getting some familiarity with it. And so let's do this before next week when we will look at a different topic, why most people fail the FE exam. Okay, at this point, we are done with our section and we have some few minutes before the question and answers. So I can show you on the web. I can go on the browser and then we'll do some quick check. So let me know once you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the home page of my NCES, like as I was talking. So first, when you're on the home page here, you go to here, my NCES at the top here. That's the first thing. And then you can click on this. It takes you here. And then you click on this one, my NCES. It takes you here. I already have an account. If you don't have an account, you create an account by clicking on this. And then you complete this form here and then you submit. I can't create a duplicate, so you can do this on your own. Do this. And what I want to show you is that you come to FE, you can come to FE here. Well, let's check the state eligibility. Click on FE. And then here you have the exam details here. It tells you all the things I have talked about here, right? You have exam time, 5 hours, 20 minutes. Non-disclosure agreement, 2 minutes. All of this, we have talked about that. And then the exam fee is 125. You pay directly to NCES. Okay. And one thing also I forgot to mention is that once you are done with the registration with NCES, you will receive an authorization to pick a center. So you can look through that. You have a lot of centers that you can pick. You just enter your location. So for instance, let's say if I go here, right, you can check and then pick a center, right? This is asking me to agree to something, right? Okay, agree. So here we can find a testing center by clicking on this, and then you enter your address. Let's say I'll just enter any address. Let me enter any address. Let's say I'll just enter any address here and say Illinois, right? And enter this. And then you see, once you enter, you will find a lot of testing centers that are closer to your area. And then you can pick one of them and then register for the exam. So that is one thing you have to do if you want. After you have paid the fee, you get the authorization, you need to pick a center. And then picking the center is where you pick the window. You need to pick the window, the time you want to pick. Okay, let's go to the